Alright, this is part two of the deku with Maui. And where we last left off, they just basically left school. Now it's the next week, they're doing the hero first villains. So All Might busts to the room along with, Deku. Deku just walks in with his giant hook, like always. And All Might says we're going to be doing battle training. So they go in to, the area where they're going to be doing battle training. They put on their hero costumes. And y'all wonder what Moana at during this story. She basically she's actually also a teacher there. She's their not biology. What's it called? She's their geographical teacher. She tells them about the landmass and things like that. She also their their biology teacher. Tells her about the animals and things like that. She does that. So everyone goes after getting their hero costumes, which Bakugo got the same hero costume as Cannon, but he don't got the bomb things on his head. He also don't got his gauntlets looking as beef buff as in Cannon. It's not that big, it's actually slimmed down. Because he do know that his explosions can hurt someone and potentially kill someone. So he want to minimize that, chance of killing someone. So All Might says, alright, we're going to be choosing teams randomly. I'm going to look at that after. He said we're going to be choosing teams randomly, and that's when All Might choose the team Izuki and Baraka versus Bako and Ida. They go in. Izuki uses her fire quirk. Telekinesis, they make a plan. Izuki says Bakugo's quirk is explosion quirk that is focused around his sweat, which he produces through his palms. Baraka asks, how do you know that? And she says, we're childhood friends. Baraka says, oh, cool. And she tells her that, and she also says, but his sweat all over his body is also, produce explosions. So if I can get a little bit of my fire on him, he will explode. It won't hurt him that much since he has, resistance to his own explosions. But if the explosion powerful enough, it will hurt him. She says, oh, okay. As they go in, they rush through the building. Ida and Bakugo actually make a plan in this one since Bakugo is calmed down a little bit more. And their plan is, okay. So they start fighting Bakugo and Izuki. Izuki throwing fire at Bakugo, and Bakugo throwing explosions at Izuki. They're going back and forth at each other, doing these things with their quirks. Izuki then finally gets fire off on Bakugo, blowing him back, into a wall. She didn't tell Rocket to hurry up. We have to move fast. He won't be there for long. As they rush past Bakugo, as he's out for a bit. They then get to, basically, gotta move my arms. They get to where the bomb's at. They see Ida protecting the bomb, and he's spouting his villain monologue. They then, rush in. Ida sees them. He tries to, kick Izuki, Izuki uses telekinesis to lift Ida up, and then she tells Uraraka to make him float, which he does, and they rush over and chop the bomb. It says Hero Team wins. They get back, they pull Bako out the wall, and they ask, they tell them what they did right and what they did wrong. Well, Maui mostly did it because he's smarter. He has the smartness of a god, the intelligence, so does Moana. And they know everything that actually went on to the rest of the world. They read all the world's history and they met with other gods, to learn the history and other beings that was alive ever since that time. Except Tamatoa. Maui and Tamatoa still got their feud. Ooh, I have an idea. I'm gonna make them fight. Yeah. Those of you who don't know who Tamatoa is, like I said in the last one, Tamatoa is a giant crab that was transformed into a crab that was supposedly human. That's what, the theory is, that he was supposedly human. Once he got Maui's fish hook, he was turned to, a crab. Tamatoa lost one of his legs fighting Maui. And, as they're both trying to get the heart of Tafiti. But Maui got it. When he got it, he was banished for 1,000 years. And then, he lost his hook. Tamatoa found Maui's hook and kept it as a trophy. Then 1,000 years later, with Maui's, journey with Moana, they came across Tamatoa again, trying to get Maui's hook. Tamatoa then sung his whole song. Then Maui got his hook back, but he couldn't use his powers for being exiled for 1,000 years and forgetting how to use them. Tamatoa was finna eat Maui and supposedly gain his powers. But, it didn't end well with him. He got turned on his back, but in this one, he actually got over. And they're gonna meet again. So, everyone else goes on a turn. No, I can't speak. On their turn to do the battles, which they do. Some people, win, some don't. Some lose. Just the way that it is. It's not because, everyone's quirk is better than everyone else's. It's just because that they're different. They think different. They use their quirk different. And because their quirks are weaker than some others. And they don't think to train them. Oh yeah, I have a new what if that I'm making pretty soon. It was suggested to me by Thorfinn the Great. It's actually a pretty cool idea. I want to do it. What if Deku was the Nine Tails? He wants me to do either a Kitsune or just the Nine Tails, which I'm just going to do the Nine Tails. I'm probably not going to do the Kitsune, because I don't really know that much about Kitsunes. I do know that they grant wishes and they get tails over time. And, they have Foxfire. But I'm just going to make the Nine Tails Fox into Deku, which I know more about the Nine Tails than I do about the Kitsunes. So, some people actually asking Maui some questions. Why he looks like a teenager. He says he is not a teenager. He's way older than all of them. He says he's older than All Might, in fact. All Might says, yes, he is still in truth. He's older than me. And, the Principal Nezu, who is over, I don't know how many years. Older than Gran Torino, he's older than a lot of people. They ask, how exactly years old are you? Deku says, I don't remember. Falling asleep, waking up millions and millions of years in the future, you would forget. I have to ask the gods that question. They said, what do you mean by gods? Ah, nothing. Nothing. As today over with, they really trying to look in what deku meant by gods. So some people start, researching. They find, poly, poly, Polynesian, I can't say the word. They find whatever mythology that Maui's from, I can't say it. Around Hawaii area, where all the islands at around Hawaii. They found out that, there was once a demigod named Maui who actually lived on Earth. And there's another one named Moana, whose name meant the ocean, I believe. They say that Maui once stole a heart of a goddess, which brought about a plague across the world. He then, thousands of years later, returned the heart and saved the world. Maui was then put into a deep slumber. So was Moana, only to wake up sometime in the distant future. But we don't know when he will wake up. That's all we were told by the gods. So they learned this, and they surprised by it. They read more into Maui's story, and they find out a lot of things about him. But some of it is fabricated from other people that wasn't a part of Moana's tribe and the Midoriya family. They fabricated it. Like something that said Maui was an evil god, and some saying that Maui would steal children and drown them because of the way he died. He was drowned. But it was all fake. Even had one of them talk about Maui would come to your island and cause havoc, make storms appear, shapeshift into people you love, and act like them, only to backstab you, and then the next day have the person that you love, come right in front of your face and you do something evil to them. Just wicked things that people lie about. But they do find one records of a family by the name of Midoriyas. They say, wait, isn't this the same name of, Izuki? Yeah, they say, yeah, Izuki Midoriya. So they read the stories of Maui. So they see in this story it says Maui Midoriya. Or no, Izuku Midoriya, who was then transformed into a demigod. It all started when our ancestor threw Izuku into the water as he drowned. He was then found by the gods, given life again, and given his magic fish hook, which he can transform into animals, people, a lot of things. They then, go on to say that Maui did a lot of things for us mortals. He pulled islands from the seas. He held up the sky. He gave us coconuts. He taught us how to use the wind after releasing the wind. He did a lot of things for us. He taught us how to make fire by rubbing sticks together. After finding out how to do it from talking to some birds, some firebirds. Maui is the demigod of the wind and sea. He is also a trickster god, but all of his tricks are for the better of humanity. He once tried to steal the heart of Tafiti. Tafiti is a goddess, Mortals cannot step on Tafitis, but animals can. But Tafiti turned into her other personality after her heart was stolen. Taka, the goddess of volcanoes. Well, basically an evil god. She wasn't really evil. She just wanted her heart back. Thousands of years later, Maui, along with his new friend, Moana, who turned out also to be a demigod, returned to Fiti her heart as she stopped the plague from what it stands. And that is the stories of Maui. Then he goes into slumber for millions upon millions of years, eons, in fact, long times we cannot record. And over the history, our family will record it. The Midoriya family and their demigod, Izuku Midoriya, or as we call him, Maui. And they stop reading. They say, wait, so he was a demigod? As they look more into, books written by the Midoriyas, they find a lot of them. They read through all of them as well as much as they can. They found out about this, but they never found out about Maui's resting place where he slept, because there's personal information that they can't tell. Alf one did hear upon these stories one time, but he thought they were make believe. And this did scare Alf one, saying that thinking that there was actually a demigod that's one is for peace and one is for the ocean and the wind. The other one is for the ocean and peace and animals. He actually gets scared from that. Now, next day they're in class. As I says, all right, class, you have to choose a representative for your class. They start voting who they want to be the representative. Then it's Ida and Momo who get picked. Ida says, I will use my position as class rep responsibly, and I will do my best as they go to lunch. Momo don't try that, retarded stuff he did in Candy. And, the alarm goes off. Everyone starts to panic. Uraka does the same thing she do in Candy, and she makes Ida float. And Ida calms everyone down with the same speech she gave. I can't remember the speech, so I'm not going to recite it. They didn't go back to class, as I was saying. They're going to, they're going to USA. They go on the bus, and Deku is sitting in the front with Aizawa, along with Moana. And they going to, USA. Moana does keep, water with her. She basically keeps like a, the thing that, Gaara keeps his sand in? She keeps her water in that. It is as big and it is as heavy, or even heavier. Wait, no. No, it's not that heavy as Gaara's. Gaara's is sand. And basically he manipulates the sand to make sure it's not that it's heavy to him. That's what Moana does. She manipulates the water to make sure it's not as heavy as it is. So they get there. Everyone, in the back asking people about their quirks, and, what kids naturally did. They get off the bus, they go inside the USJ, and 13 start explaining what the USJ stands for and what they're going to be doing. And then, villains pop out. Maui and Moana notice the villains before anyone else. So what Moana does is she makes a water barrier around everyone else. Since she is a goddess, her water barrier is impervious to attacks that's not on the god level, god level or demigod level. So no one can actually break into her, water bubble, and they can't come in without her permission. So Shigaraki tells Kiryu to teleport the kids. He tries to get inside the water bubble, but he can't. He can't teleport it. He can't do anything. Shigaraki says, Kiryu, what are you waiting for? Hurry up. Then Maui steps out. He lets his swings at Kiryu with his fish hook. Kiryu tries to teleport the hook, but the hook goes straight through the portal and actually hits. Kiryu still. Kiryu is frightened by this, that he can touch him, even though his body is made of portals. And plus, he put a portal in front of his hook, but he still touched him. He's wondering what is happening. And this just Maui's not being a regular mortal, and actually having the strength of a god or a demigod. Which I'm saying this right now, regular mortals can't touch Maui or Moana. They can't hurt them. They can't affect them. They can touch them, but they can't hurt them. Maui hasn't been hurt by anything mortal except for the tranquilizer darts made by the coconuts. But I don't know if they're immortal or not. But they immortal. But that's just bullcrap. How you gonna affected by that? So he's not affected by darts. And the only person who really can't hurt Maui right now, other than Moana, is Tamatoa. If y'all already know what I said, Tamatoa, who he is, and other gods, which there aren't any other demigods that actually live on Earth anymore. The other demigods basically moved on to live in the higher realms or the lower realms. Maui then, turns into a giant hawk, his favorite, and defeats all the villains on the land that's close to the kids. He then flies towards Nomu, transforms back and punches the Nomu. Sending Nomu flying. He team rockets the Nomu with one punch. Shigaraki sees that this kid is actually stronger than All Might. He tries to disintegrate, him, but it doesn't work. Deku then kicks Shigaraki, sending him flying. Kurogiri then gets Shigaraki out of there. Deku then defeats all the villains that's on land, and he goes into the water. He turns into a shark, and he starts terrorizing the people in the water zone. After that's done, he goes to the fire zone. He turns into a salamander. He starts, messing with them, turn to that salamander, and then turn out of it, and then kicking them, punching them, doing things like that. And, he went to every zone and checked out all the villains. Once that's over with, they go outside, they call, some police, and, ambulance and things like that. But not for the students. The students, they get hurt. So you ain't don't get that bad reputation like in Candy. They still got a perfect reputation. Now that's over. They get 2 weeks off for the sports festival. So they can, UA can see how the villains actually got in and how they knew that they were going to be there. They couldn't find any information on that, but they did find that they're missing files for, the USJ and the time. So they think that that's probably what happened. Someone stole files. So, they come back to school. As always says, they have a week to prepare for the sports festival. They prepare, they work out, they train, and then, it's the day of the sports festival. Everyone is, they're in that classroom. Class 1B, Class 1C, Class 1D, general studies. They're all at, 1A, trying to intimidate them. It doesn't really work because they're not really paying attention to them. Azawa, he was asleep. And Maui was basically teaching the class. He was telling about, history. That way back in Polynesian, mythology. He do tell mythology too. Well, mainly Polynesian mythology, but he does dip into other mythologies because he has to as a, teacher. So today he was teaching Polynesian mythology, and he said that there's a lot of gods in Polynesian mythology. There's, there's also realms that regular humans can't, us humans can't walk on, like the land of Tafiti. We can't go there, only animals can go there. And, gods and demigods can go, but, regular mortals can't go. He then goes on to say, what's it called? The underworld, whatever the version of the underworld is called for them, I forgot. He says that mortals can't go there either. He then explains some other places that they can't go. And, they understand that. He then tells the story of Maui, but he leaves out the part that he is actually Maui. He just basically says, there was once a kid, he was born. His parents looked at him, did not want him, so they threw him in the ocean. He was founded by the gods, given life again, and given powers. He used his powers for good, by doing deeds for humans. One such deed was he lifted islands from the sea. Another, he held up the sky. One more, he lassoed the sun. He also did personal things for himself sometimes, but not really all the time. Most of the things he did was selfless. He did not focus on himself most of the times because he really loves humans, so he mostly focused on humans and tried to make their lives better. And his natural enemy, one of his natural enemies is Tamatoa. That's who's Tamatoa. He says Tamatoa's a giant, crab. Maui got in a fight with this crab. He ripped off one of his legs. And Tamatoa took his hook. Maui was, exiled for 1,000 years. And in another 1,000, as those 1,000 years passed, he set sail with his friend. And he got his hook back to stop the evil god Taka. They say, okay. As he says, all right, class is done. As they try to leave, they see, class 1B, class 1C, class 1D, and general course. Well, I don't know if it has class 1C and class 1D, but I'm just saying they do. Because it would be stupid if they got class 1A through B, class 1A and class 1B in general studies. You know how stupid that would be? They have to have class 1D, class 1C, in the general course. So now it's time for sports festival. Everyone goes outside for the sports festival. It's broadcasted on the news of the sports festival. And the announcers this time is Aizawa, President Mike, and and Deku. Moana is on the stage with Midnight, and they basically explaining what the sports festival is. What Midnight says, we're going to be holding a sports festival for this year's students. She also says that the first stop, award for first place on the entrance exam. As Izuki comes up, she says, "I hope everyone does their best, and I'm shooting for first place. So I hope everyone else is too. You all can do it." As she goes down, everyone they clap because she did give a good speech. Oh yeah, y'all ever wonder if I'm ever gonna do like what if Deku was a female? What if Deku was a girl? I'm not ever gonna do one. It's not the fact that I don't want to. It's the fact that I'm not a girl, and I don't know how girls act. And I don't want to be stereotypical and say girls act this way, girls act that way. I don't want to do that. So I'm mainly gonna focus on dudes because I'm a dude myself. So the sports festival start. So Todoroki still does those things he did in Cannon, freezing the area. The start. What Izuki does is she basically uses her fire to melt it. Baku uses explosions to blow it up, and they rush off. Izuki behind Bakugo, basically putting fire out her hands to make herself go faster. Baku using his explosions, and he's going faster than Izuki. He then passes up Todoroki. Todoroki sees this. He's saying, "Wait, he's that strong?" Then he starts using his ice more. Izuki then passes Todoroki too. And she got fire coming out her hands. Todoroki's actually mad for this because she reminds him of Endeavor, and she is going to ask her question, a stupid question. But if y'all wonder who got one fall, I want to say Mirio got it. Because Deku can't get it. Izuki can't get it. Well, she could, but she didn't. Bakugo could have got it, but he didn't want it. He wanted to become number one hero with his own quirk. So, they get to all the obstacles, and Bakugo comes first, Izuki second, and Todoroki third. Todoroki then asks Izuki, is she the secret love child of Endeavor? He says, what? No. He didn't ask, how do you know? Triton says, because my father's name is Hisashi. He says, oh, what's your mother's name then? Inko Midoriya. He says, oh, as he walks away. Feeling stupid from the question he just asked. He should have known that he didn't have any other sisters. He also should have known from the fact that her hair was green. It had no slight of, no slight red in it at all. So, the cavalry battle starts. Bakugo, Izuki, Oraka, and who else? Mei Hatsume on the same team. And they do get they don't get their points stolen because Bakugo is a powerhouse with his quirk. And Izuki also knows how to manipulate her fire so she can keep it from anyone else actually getting it. So they keep it. They get first place. Now the fights. First fight is, Izuki versus Shinso. So the fight go like, Shinso start talking crap about class 1A. Izuki asks why he always, why is he talking about her class like that? He didn't, answer one of his questions, and he tried to control her to get out the ring, but it doesn't work. He actually comes back to his senses, and he, wakes himself up. He then, she then knocks Shinso out the ring. And that's the end of that. Okay, hold on a second. I'm trying to pause this before. Okay. So after I post this video, I'm finna watch, Netflix. So I probably won't post in a little, I'm not gonna triple post right now because I'm finna watch Netflix. So I'm gonna record this video. Next fight, Izuki versus Todoroki. Todoroki says he only gonna use half of his powers, but Izuki says use your full powers. Todoroki says he won't. And then Izuki basically taught no jutsus Todoroki in Deku's place. And Todoroki uses his fire, and he defeats Izuki from using, zero caliber. He defeats her. Now he gotta fight Bakugo. He fights Bakugo, and Bakugo wins like in canon. Bakugo gets the top spot. Todoroki second. Tokiyami third. Now, this one gonna lead us off. See you later. Peace out.